same with
Send a- on that thing.
Obviously, they do that on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order for May 22nd, 2024. We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the bills, I want the bills to sign.
Yep.
Approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Minutes of the last meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes for the May 1st, 2024 and May 8th, 2024 meetings.
Seconded.
All in favor? Okay, town administrator weekly update.
All right, questions for you. First is just to let you know that you'll see an advertisement for a fill-in transfer station attendant coming up here soon. The fill-in that we use when staff is out or whatever the need be is no longer going to be working for us. He's retiring. He's not one of our regulars, so.
That's from the guy from Chaplin.
Yeah, he's just not going to be filling in much anymore. So Robin's going to be posting another fill-in. The applications will come before you. Just an FYI, the absentee ballots are available. The deadline to vote by absentee ballot is Thursday, June 4th, unless the voter meets special circumstances. So if you're looking for an absentee, now's the time. I touched base with Brad Warren, the town's attorney, today regarding the Comcast contract. Just wanted to let you know that he's still reviewing it, and he will have something to you by your first meeting in June. Remember, Comcast sent it over to us. We agreed with Shapley to have him work on it together, and then we'll split the legal fees. The assessor is going to be in town on May 29th. He's going to be doing some special field visits of some properties that we need to follow up on. So you may see him out and about for that. Got a call from a resident, or actually an in-person visit from a resident regarding Acton Ridge Road. Says there's some drag racing going on up there on Friday and Saturday nights. And we have sent the concern over to the sheriff's department, but he's asking the selectmen to consider another 4-hour block. I have looked at the municipal management line, and we're certainly fine to do that with the fiscal year coming to an end, if you guys are okay with it.
How many weeks do we have available, do you think, in the budget?
So, because of where it's coming from, out of municipal general government, you've got plenty of wiggle room with the changing of staff and the saving of a health care, the health savings, plenty of money in municipal management.
Do you have an idea when this happens?
Yes.
So why is he asking for an additional 4 hours if he knows when it's happening?
He's not asking, the resident watches the meetings
Okay.
and wants to do some more random blocks around town and maybe include his road. We did tell the
Oh, I
sheriff.
thought Mr. King was asking.
No, the resident has seen your meetings and knows that we have supported some 4-hour slots here and there, and thought maybe you might do a couple more as summer is coming.
I was gonna say, I know that the blocks we did seem to be like more winter and residential, but as we're starting to get into the warmer weathers, we're gonna see some of the summer time. I don't think it would hurt.
I don't have no problem with the 4 blocks. If we know there's an issue and we complain
And we
to
did
the
set-
sheriff's department, I hope they're addressing that issue.
I'm sure he is. So do you want to?
I followed up with the person that you had referred to me,
Oh, yes.
a woman, and I invited her to our next week's meeting. And she's had some trouble with
Yeah,
large trucks.
yes, very large truck. Yeah.
What are those brake? The
Jake
Jake
Briggs.
Briggs.
and the hour of operations.
Not my trucks.
Hours of operations, apparently they're out there rather early in the morning. So told her to come, and I think the 4-hour has worked really well.
It has, we've
I
seen
think
some
it's had an
results, so.
impact, and if we can afford it, I'd love to do it for the rest of the year.
All right, I'll arrange a couple
I have
of,
no issue with it.
Tommy and I
Fine.
will look at numbers and,
Fine.
okay, perfect. Next is a reminder that the transfer station is closed Monday for Memorial Day. Next is an update regarding the Veterans Monument out front here. This was Tom's idea. He came to me and asked me to meet with the church and kind of look at the property lines and see what we could do to really clean that up out there. So I did meet with Mike Peavy from the church. We went over where we believe the line was. Really was the conversation we had to spend too much time on because everybody was in agreement that it really needed to be cleaned up. Our railroad ties have kind of fallen over the concrete markers, and it just really needs to be, some time needs to be put into it. So we're gonna do two things. We're gonna put together an RFP, and we're also gonna talk to the cemetery committee. But there's some tree trimming that needs to happen, and a few different things. So we'll see what if any involvement they wanna do, and also just put together an RFP to see if somebody might cover all aspects at once. The stones, the ties, the trees, I mean, just kind of give it an overhaul. So, you guys are okay with that?
Well, that's a good idea. I think the problem is all the time, you drive by it all day long,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
often, you just
Right.
kind of forget it's there. That's a
And the
good
church is
idea.
very appreciative.
Who did the landscaping?
So that's our new, so it's twofold. So Bernard is still planting our flowers
Is he?
for
I
us
thought
out
he
there.
might be.
He is,
Thank you,
however,
Bernard.
Seacoast, your new
Oh.
land service came in today and they laid the mulch down and cleaned it up.
That's
We
great.
had a resident that came by and did some watering today, so it's kind of a community event.
Wonderful.
But yeah, Seacoast did quite a bit of work out there cleaning it up,
Nice.
so.
Nice.
I wanted to go over capital projects and just make sure. I'm always worried that, you know, you're waiting for me on something, so I'm going to kind of run through them. Update on the parking lot. I think I told you last week that CMP had come, or they were coming, so they have come and they disconnected the power. In case you're wondering, the sign that the Dascos had donated was wired to that building, so when the electricity got turned off, the sign is temporarily not lit up. It had to be done, it was tied to the same building. So now that it's done, he's indicated he's removing the oil tank this week, and that he'll be reaching out the first of the week with an actual demo date. And David will work with me to make sure that happens in a timely fashion. So that's the building, the transfer station. We got Ed in touch with Chris Taylor. As I understand it, we're ready to move forward the first draft of the latest plan. We're gonna look to them to see if they can get some preliminary cost numbers and maybe look at what an RFP might look like, so you guys can decide. You know, obviously that's gonna be a hefty number of what you wanna do with it, but that will wrap up that project. And then once the transfer station, and once the building is done, we need to circle back and figure out what we wanna do with the parking lot. And the rec field. The rec field is on the agenda a little later down. David told you guys 2 weeks ago that he met with Sebago again, and they've got a proposal to go on to the next step, so we're making progress with that, and we'll get more into that when we get to the agenda item.
I'm missing the rec field here on the agenda.
It's a G.
G,
Oh, Sebago. Yeah, I didn't say rec, this is
that's
Sebago.
at rec at the end.
Thank you.
Right here for Dave.
I looked in and I missed right over it.
Okay, and the last item to talk about is the animal control officer. So, two pieces to this, business side of it. Per the direct instruction of our animal control officer, we have created a job posting. We already have it posted in Shapley and Acton. Are working together. We've created the job posting, the job description. We've both got a contact, both got it listed. We're both taking resumes in, and Michelle and I will work together to go through the first round and then invite the selectmen from both towns. So we are working on that. So you will see the job posted, and I did already receive a call about it, so I think it's important to know, and I know that Jim wants everybody to know that it was with his encouragement that the job get posted sooner than later. So please don't feel like this is something that is coming from any of the select board or myself. So that was at his direction. The other part is he has been a very huge part of our community for a very long time. He has been on everything from the school committee to the board of selectmen, to the Warren and Finance, to I think every cemetery committee, planning board for a short time. Obviously the ACO in both towns, going well above and beyond. So we have put our heads together with a small group of people And thanks to Mr. Greg Martinez, he's going to allow us to host an event, gathering, if you will, lifting Jim up and his two girls on June 23rd. It's going to be a Sunday. 3 o'clock is I think the time we've settled on. You'll see, I think Michelle has actually already posted the flyer today. So you'll see some of that going around, and we're just gonna hopefully get everybody together and do what we can in the time that we have.
Do we have a job description for that?
Yes, it's posted on the website along with the application.
Thank you.
Okay. Guess we'll go down here all set.
Yes, sir.
Department head committee chair updates. Oh, Sammy. Okay, we'll go down to liaison updates. Paul?
Let's see, warrant finance, of course, is not meeting. APAT, we have to follow up
Yes,
on some issues we've had with the video
yes.
system, so we'll do that.
We have that scheduled for the first Wednesday in June when you come in.
Very good, all right. And cemetery, I don't believe there's been any meetings. in the cemetery.
No, they've got some events.
They've been busy, but.
And they've got some
they've been
events
very busy,
scheduled in
but
June.
No meetings.
Yeah,
With regard to municipal management, we're continue to see an increase in our cash balances, which has allowed us to move some money into the investment account. And been working with Mark Roy to have him begin to perform the account reconciliations for that, which I've been doing, so he'll take that on.
Ed?
Sure. Fire department had their open house this past weekend. From what I understand, all went good there. Had a good turnout. The transfer station, as Jennifer said, the plans going to Sebago Tech now to finalize that and see where that falls. They're going to have, they're starting their Sunday openings a week from this Sunday. That's June, 1st of June. So it'll be the 2nd of June. That'll be open on Sundays now. And the Lincoln School still has a broken window because our town handyman hasn't been over there yet to take care of it. So
but we are staying
he'll be
on top.
getting another call in the morning.
Okay.
So and if that doesn't happen, then I'll do it. So.
Okay. Dan?
Last week I met with a potential candidate for the Forestry Conservation Committee. We kind of talked, seems interested but wants to be able to attend a meeting before they make a commitment, so they will be attending the next meeting. The Forestry Conservation Committee also had scheduled a site visit, but they had to reschedule due to weather, which is rescheduled for June 10th. And Mayor hasn't scheduled a meeting yet for the summer activities and not part of these committees, but I was able to attend a planning board meeting last week, which has some really exciting things in regards to potential projects coming up. Definitely recommend people watch that. And then I was able to attend the fire department open house. They did a really great job. They really catered towards everyone, explaining things. My mom had a blast participating in all the activities, so it was really nice to go.
They have things for the kids to do.
They
and
had
stuff
things like
there.
they had like a virtual thing, like how to use a fire extinguisher. So they had like tech where the flame and it somehow connected, so it was an actual fire, but it showed you whether or not you actually had good aim or not. They did something with like water cans. The PTG had a popcorn machine there, stop, drop, and roll. They had a bunch of great things, and my nephew loved he loved fire trucks. We had to keep him away from the stand about because he would have driven off with that.
I would have gone, and I come down with a wicked cold when I come back from vacay. We're good. But, was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything on roads. The rec committee, I guess we're gonna go over that further, so I guess we'll just move on. There's no old business. We're gonna go to new business. Iron Tail's request.
All right, so you all should have top shares.
Here we go.
Greg is here from Iron Tales, as he has joined us for the last several years. He goes over events that, we haven't had him do specific individual mass gathering permits. He hasn't needed them, but he likes to just update you, so I'll let him go through the dates.
Evening, folks. Yeah, I just wanted to bring to the attention, these are our shows in, exhibitions and outdoor concerts. The outdoor concerts are after 5 p.m. And I usually run my evening shows till 11, but when they're outside, I knock it down, to 10 o'clock. So those are significant shows. On a couple of them, I have on one of the exhibitions and in the first concert on the 7th. I've already been in contact with Sergeant Netto, the York County Sheriff's Office, to employ 2 guys to work the road, and I will do the same thing for the King of the Ring event. I believe that there's that same weekend is the Renaissance Fair across the street, so I'm not sure if we're gonna have double duty there or what. I don't know what their requirements are, but I will have two police out there that day. And it's just for anybody, anywhere near the street, and also, that just them being seen, kind of keeps things in check, keeps things from spinning out of control if they ever have. They have not thus far, but I think it's just a good day to have some police presence.
What's the time frame for that event?
For that event, well, it's kind of an all-day event. I gotta
It is,
stretch it
okay.
out.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean,
No,
the
as they
actual,
get up, I just wanted to understand.
yeah, the
what
actual,
your plans were.
I mean, as you know, I open up at 11:30.
Yeah.
The event really won't get kicked until 1 o'clock. I generally don't see a big push of business until 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then by 5 o'clock, it's over.
So it's an afternoon.
It is, yes. Yeah, I would say that the hot time is 1 to 5.
What event's this?
I'm sorry?
Which event is this?
This one here, well, it would be the burnout competition as well as the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And you're all familiar with the burnout competition. The King of the Ring is something I started last year, and that's when I had all the Jersey barriers up front and kids doing, I say kids, well, there's some seasoned veterans in there as well, just doing stunt shows, kind of a competition. Went pretty well. And then, as I said, the others are just shows that I'm going to do at night on the outdoor stage after 5 p.m. And like I said, the show time is generally 7, and then we shut it down at 10. The facility, if you want me to talk about the facilities, I mean, generally it's the same setup as always. I have the extra porta potties, I put them in, they're already in place. They ran before the holiday and they stayed there till September. Trash, I handle all my own trash.
So we're not doing mass.
Well, and I was
gathering.
gonna say, because it's the first time, of course, as soon as I said it, I read what he actually wrote. So in the past, we haven't done an actual mass gathering permit. He's come to you out of courtesy because he's never really gone to the 250 at one time.
Yeah,
I mean, he does this potentially in case, but, so I guess that's your call if you want him to fill out the application and attach them and pay the fee and put the insurance on, we certainly can.
Because I'm approved for 300 people, but on
the
the
town's mass
shows,
gathering permit's
there'll be more than
250.
300 people on at least 2 of these events.
At any given time?
Yeah, well, for the shows, I mean, they're there
I
for
mean, you
the
could put them all
concert.
on one.
They're there for the
Concert.
concert.
Can we do that?
Yeah, there's nothing that
Put
says
them
you
on
can't.
Yeah.
As long as we list the entities.
Let's see
I
what happens.
think,
I mean, it'd be easy I would prefer to do it all one. Kind of like what we do with them.
How
I mean, that's
how
how we've
many
done it in the
events
past,
do you
yeah.
think you'll have
How
more
do
than
you-
250 on? All of them?
no, I would say just the 2 big ones,
So there's only 2 in
the
each.
Creek Fisher show for sure, there'll be more than 300 there.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, the June 15th event, the burnout competition, that's Bike Week. I mean, there's people in and out all the time.
Yeah.
They don't generally stay, but I think it's fair to say during the burnout competition, I could have potentially 300 people there. Good. And then, the King of the Ring, I hope I have 300.
So I was trying to figure out how we're gonna do this. Usually each mass gathering permit has cost, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, but if we do one, so I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the mass gathering ordinance, we know it needs to be updated, it is
we
old,
got, I think the chief, well, I'd be before Wayne, I think Rick
was working on it.
Rick was talking about, working with us on making that number a little higher on that mass gathering.
Yeah.
Because we were doing mass gathering for weddings and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, based on what I think you've just said, it sounds like we want to get a mass gathering permit for 2 events.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Usually 3, he said.
Yeah, I think that he's on, I mean, he's hoping for good weather. He'd like to put them all in one, just in
So,
case. He doesn't want to come back to
What's it
Wood.
cost for the mass gathering?
$100.
$100.
But we've always, like, if it's, the Renaissance Fair, it's a 2 weekends, we've always done that, we've grouped them as one event.
So they're only getting charged with one then?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
well, I just wanted to make sure that
But the-
nobody's getting mass gathering permits getting
No,
charged for each one of them.
the tulip event that took place, we
Yeah.
did 2 weekends, we did one event. So-
That'd be great, I mean, I'd rather just do this one shot, deal with the same thing with this. Yeah, okay, that's
So we'll
fine.
I'll get the insurance, if you make the motion, based on him paying the fee and the insurance,
Yep.
we'll make sure we do that, we'll handle it just as one.
And you
So
said
we'll
you're
take the
gonna,
motion when that comes in, or?
I mean, his first one is June 7th, I mean, I don't see why you can't approve it tonight, and I just won't release it to him without having those 2 items.
Okay.
So since we're only gonna be doing one permit, should we include the third date?
Yeah, I would go through the dates.
Include all the dates.
All
Yeah,
the dates?
So,
just say as presented.
so let me try this. Can we approve a mass gathering permit for events scheduled for June 7th, 16th, the 8th, the 15th, July 22nd, 27th, August 2nd, and August 17th for Iron Tales?
I think the first one though, that's a week. So
It's
do
for the
we
week.
want to grant it for the
Oh,
whole
for the week,
week?
June 17th, June 7th
That
to
may not
16th.
be
Got it.
as proper
Yeah,
as a specific
that's, you know,
event.
Some of those he won't need.
that's just during, over the course of bike week, I'm usually not open, I usually open at 3 o'clock, except on Fridays. So I open during the week, that week, for regular business. And there's people riding motorcycles, there's no mass gatherings or anything, like that. It's just the motoring public. I
But-
see, it's worth it for me to be open.
but Greg, it's just as easy for us right now at this time, is just to make the motion that we do the mass
And you're
gathering permit
Right.
from June 7th to the 16th, including the 7th, June 8th, June 15th, July 27th, August 2nd, and August 17th.
Right.
Second it.
All in favor? Okay.
Thank you.
And,
I respectfully request when you do, if and when you do get to working on the mass gathering ordinance, I'd love to be a part of that,
oh, great.
if you'll have me.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something we're gonna work on.
Definitely want input from
So,
businesses that have events.
Just
and
to,
stuff.
could you reiterate, please, what you need from me?
I'll send you an email, but essentially the $100 fee and proof of liability insurance.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we are going from that to, RHR Smith audit contract.
We've received a proposal from RHR Smith, who's been our auditors for a number of years, for the audit engagement for the year ending June 30, 2024. The engagement letter is virtually the same as prior years. The fee is the same at $10,000, which I think is amazing that we get something at that level. I know we talked about doing an RFP in prior years, but in prior years, we did actually three
Couple
times and couldn't find anyone, which led us to engage Mark Roy, his firm, and now Mark Roy is on the account. So feel very comfortable with going forward with this and would like to make a motion to approve contract for the audit for the year ending June 30, 2024, as represented in a proposal dated May 10th, 2024 from RHR Smith.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Okay. Do we gotta sign anything?
Yes.
Oh, did you want me to sign it?
Oh, Tom.
We eventually sign something.
It's good that John's right next to him, because she can just hand the paper
And
back.
then,
Do we all need to sign this, Jim?
I mean, a majority is nice.
Majority is signed. Okay, we'll all sign. All right. There you go.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we're gonna go down to Cheers to You liquor request.
So So this is,
Acton Fair.
oops, sorry, Cheers to You, this is the same liquor organization that has done the last several years, the beer tent, I think they call it, the 2024 Acton Fair. They paid the fee, the liability insurance is attached, there's been no concerns with law enforcement regarding the fair or anything that's come out of it.
So this is for
The weekend
a liquor request?
for beer and wine
During the act.
during the Acton Fair.
Okay, make a motion to approve a liquor, is it a approval or request, how do you?
It's an approval to send it to the state, so it is,
Okay.
no.
Issued to Cheers to You, Inc. During the period of the Acton Fair.
27th page should be on the front page,
Front page.
end of August.
Event August 22nd through the 25th.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, I guess you want me to sign this
My
too?
question is, say if we decided we didn't want to do that, they get it anyways, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a long,
technicality.
it is, I had a long conversation with the liquor inspector a couple of weeks ago and said, it's kind of drives us crazy like the poll permits. And he said, it's really informational for you to know what's going on in the town. No.
Where it says
I
signature.
just had to ask the question, because I remember once being denied, and they still got their own permit.
Yep.
Good to know.
Mass
I
gathering,
didn't
like
know.
more control over the mass gathering permits,
Yeah.
but the mass gathering ordinance that we have makes fairs exempt. Makes agricultural fairs exempt. Where's that? Nobody's looking at me, she's like, wait a minute.
I'm good. I don't mind getting a permit.
Yeah.
And I think that's the right way to do it.
See you in a minute. I'm just kidding.
I don't have an issue with that. I'm happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here, considering
We're happy to have you.
what I've gone through the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah, I guess I don't want to ask.
I
Did
think we're
you
gonna get told.
see the accident in the Kennebunk May Day Parade? Did you see that on the news? Yeah.
Let us know up here when it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all right. Bad talk, bad. Yeah, here we go.
Thank you.
Where are we now? Bubbles to go.
It's the same companies, just so you know.
Yeah, so that's my job. So the next two items. So, the next two kind of tie together. The Bubbles to You Incorporated is owned by the same company that does Cheers to You. It's different liquor levels, and she runs them through different LLCs, but it is the same individual. The mass gathering permit, they're tied together, so I don't know if you want to deal with them together or if you want to do one or the other.
I think that makes sense, Tab. I was gonna say, I felt like we should do the mass gathering first anyways, so
Okay.
if we tie them together, that works.
Yeah, can we approve that before they go and do that?
All right, so here's
Okay,
the
well,
mass gathering.
why don't we do that? Why don't we swap D&E, we'll go right to mass gathering, we'll come back to Bubbles to go. So, mass gathering permit, the Maine Renaissance Fair. Come on up.
Okay, I got it.
She got it.
I got hit by a car.
Oh, was that the accident
What's that?
was that the May Day?
That was the May Day parade.
Adam?
I got it. So, that's
What do you
why
need,
I
need
just
your
my book and, just so I can take notes and stuff. So, all right.
So, pretty much all the same stuff that we had last year.
Sorry.
Is there anywhere that she can sit and be heard?
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
have to stand?
if you're more comfortable sitting there, you can just right in that chair if you want, pick a chair. Right there, grab that black one right
I
there.
just don't wanna make you stand if.
Yeah,
It's,
Around.
yeah, I was pinned between a car and a trailer
that's not good.
by a 38 Ford Coupe.
38 coupe, at least it was a cool car.
Oh, it was cool. It came at me full speed ahead. I
Oh, that is
Laid a patch of rubber,
Yep. So,
smashed me between and pushed us along. So, anyways,
Okay,
moving
yeah,
right along.
let's go do the mass gathering permit here.
Mass gathering permit. So, we've got everything we did last year that worked, which was the flagging company, which
Yeah.
was, and the signing. I will probably order some more signs so that we can have plenty of whatever areas you want us to cover with no parking here and stuff like that. Also, the signs that said "Keep Right" for the fair seemed to work very well. The flagging crew last year, we had 2 people. This year, I'm hiring a 3rd. So I want a crew of 3. So there'll never be an issue with coverage. I was gonna ask you about the sheriff's department, because last year it didn't work out so well. If you want me to, I will contact them, and I'm happy to hire whatever you
I
recommend.
don't think we required the sheriff's department, we just use that as an example of someone you could go to. I
Right,
mean, as long as you have some, I think what we're more concerned about is making sure there's adequate traffic control.
the flaggers were fantastic. They did a great job, they were right there, they knew what they were doing.
Sounds like it might be a little sketchy there, that one day they're gonna be with Iron Tails and
And
you
yeah,
at the
that's
same
what I was
time.
just chatting with them about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
Possibly
hoping to
shifting
open
that.
up negotiations with them to see if they'd be willing to bump it one weekend, so that we wouldn't overlap.
Cause that's kind
On
of
the
what happens, you
27th.
got both events right across.
So what date are you talking about?
They're looking at the 20, they're looking at the 20th and the 21st.
No,
20th and 27th.
I was hoping to talk to him to ask him if he could move it to the Saturday in August.
Oh, so bad.
Because that weekend, the fairground is rented by the VW people, but they don't hold their event till Sunday. So the only thing they have going on is.
It's not a huge crowd.
It's not a huge crowd. So it wouldn't be an adding to traffic situation.
Well, I mean, you can do that with him,
He's
see
not-
how that works out, whether or not he does that, we don't know.
Right.
But at this time, say that, sounds like he's gonna have sheriffs there anyways at that one event anyways,
That
I
sounds like
believe.
what he was
Sounds like what
trying.
he's.
If you have your
planning.
flaggers, as long as you've got some sort of traffic control, you guys, we just wanted to make it as good as it was the last time.
The last weekend.
Yep.
Last weekend, not the
Yeah.
weekend.
I'm telling you,
First weekend
the
was on
flaggers
May.
were a godsend, and that was Dave. He was my knight in shining
The-
armor. He
the
found
only-
them and got
The
them.
only thing, what could happen out of this is what I can foresee here is if you do them on the same day, which is, he can do that.
Oh, yeah. I know.
We just granted the permit for it, and you can too.
Mm-hmm.
It's, hopefully you guys can work together on this, cause it'll make you both look bad if it turns into.
Well, that's what I want.
Right,
So,
That's what we wanna do.
yeah, so you guys do that, that's nothing to do with us.
Yeah,
We just expect it to be problem-free.
absolutely. We want it problem-free too, trust me.
No,
I think the fairgrounds this year actually has that other entrance,
They
but
do.
the other exit, I mean.
yeah,
They have
That's in-
another
that's in there
exit.
now.
I was talking to Richard Burt,
yeah.
and he was also telling me how they flattened out some of those mound areas in the parking
You're
area.
talking about.
In the fairgrounds.
Yes.
Yeah, they were doing that the other day.
Yeah, so now it'll be much easier, we'll be able to get more cars in there, much more user-friendly, so I'm really happy about that.
Well, they've got that road opened up to go out to the pit out back to
Right.
Parker, so that should be a big deal, because were you able
Well,
to
that's an
access
exit.
that last year?
No,
Okay, so
Yeah.
so let's hope that everything works well, if you, looks
Yeah.
like you've, made the attempt to do what you were doing last year, that's great.
Big thing is just get the cars off of 109 as
as
fast as
fast
you
as
can.
possible.
And she actually did, we're gonna have a couple, or at least a couple, maybe more of the parking.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a bigger parking.
So there'll be
this
more
year.
people directing.
So we're gonna have more bodies to be able to say,
That's
bring them
really-
in, bring them in, bring them in.
Whenever you go to like Meadowbrook and all that,
Yeah.
you gotta
Line,
park,
right.
You gotta do it quick.
get them down, get them all on the road, so.
Yeah,
My concern, I wanna, last year, it seemed the first weekend resulted due to a breakdown in communication. It seemed that it was hard to find the right people. I wanna make sure that you have a plan, that if something
Yeah.
goes wrong, you have that communication down, like you have,
Yeah.
like 3 people in I don't know, a bright yellow vest that everyone knows that something's wrong. Those are the people that you.
We're doubling.
I just want to make sure that communication.
Yeah, and
is
I
there.
can add some signing as well. We're doubling the amount of walkie-talkies that we have. So that way, everybody's on the channel.
Okay.
We have the 2 different gates. There are, in fact, and I can make sure that the flaggers, security, and everybody who needs to know knows where these walkie-talkies are, okay? I'm always in the main ticket booth, and everybody knows that they can find me there. I try to stay there if there's an issue, that way people can find me. But my second in command and third in command, Dave, he's in charge of the flaggers and the parking crew and such, so he's my man roving. So yeah, communication, definitely. I was talking to him about that the other day, making sure we have enough walkie-talkies that everybody who needs one can get one.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Are you collecting at the gate? Is there a fee?
No,
No,
we
okay,
do
good.
not,
Okay.
because that would slow things down way too much.
Yeah.
We get them in, we get them parked, and then we have a little ticket booth we built. They come up to the ticket booth. I would say about 70 to 75% of people are now buying their tickets online.
That was my other question.
So we don't even,
What happens if they park in a far parking lot? Are you gonna have another?
I have another gate at the other end.
Down by the pulling arena.
Well, the gate by the pulling arena, we close. And sometimes we'll let like elderly or whatever come in that back way.
So you closing the bottom gate?
We have somebody there positioned
You do?
to watch, yeah.
Because I know when the fair's open, that's, because that's where I sneak in.
Me too.
And, well, I don't sneak in, but I get it, and I. You would just have to leave it over. Yeah, but, you know, I get it over there, less traffic, you know? So, but,
Yeah, we have
I
security
get free
down
tickets
that
anyways.
We have security that watches the gate and we
But you
have,
don't collect tickets
we
down there?
don't collect tickets there, but the other gate we do on 13th
Okay,
Street.
okay.
Yes, we have scanners, we have a
You
tent
did talk about
set
it,
up.
right? Possibly putting a scanner back there for
If
safety.
we have the people, we
Right.
could.
Well,
If we
why,
have the people, we could.
why I mentioned that, because you've got that big parking lot out back now that's gonna be accessible.
Right.
You're gonna have all those people and keep them off from coming off 109 and having to go back to the booth.
Right.
It might be a good idea to have them be able
Come
to check in.
out of the parking lot, and go right in, right across.
Done.
I will see
That's what
if I
we
can get enough volunteers to do that. Setting up one more spot to sell tickets would be an issue. Scanning them in, anybody with a smartphone I can set up to do that. You know, you download the app and you use the camera and you bloop, bloop, bloop. You gotta make the noise though when you do it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's important. But yeah, I will see what I can do about that. I'll see what I can do.
Just a thought.
Yeah, because even if it was the security people and they just had it on their phone, they could scan people through that gate. I'll make a note of that. We'll see what we can do.
So what are we looking at doing tonight? We
a
looking
mass
at
gathering permit first, yeah.
Everything's here, we've got everything already.
Okay, the fees, insurance, the same as all of the mass gathering permits, correct?
So, I'm satisfied that they made much improvements from
Yep.
last year. And hopefully it continues, so that'd be good. So, do I get a
I
motion?
have a question.
Yep.
Can we allowed, can I see a hand up?
I
Are
just-
we allowed to get questions from?
Yeah, if you want, hope come on up.
I just have one question. We're happy to have you. We love seeing the fairies and everyone coming through. And I totally agree, the second weekend was so much better than the first weekend.
Yes.
So congratulations on that. My question, I think, is maybe to all of you. Do you think there's going to be adequate parking for the 2 mass gatherings? If you've got, 250 or 300 people coming in on one side of 109 and the same amount coming and going on the other side, is there really not, your parking plan worked brilliantly last year, but is that going to work if there's nowhere to park? Do we have 300 parking spots? Do we have 200 parking spots?
You talk about combining
Iron
the tails and.
Yeah,
Well,
because
Iron
They're
Tails,
gonna, how much overlap will
There really
be
isn't.
between the two? Oh, then,
There really
that's fine.
isn't.
All right.
typically Iron Tails, they're usually self-contained right there
Yeah,
on
So
their own.
the events hope that Iron Tails knows that they're gonna be over the 300, the Creed concert, a couple of them. He organizes with the fair to use them as parking for overflow. So the fair wouldn't authorize that if another event was going on.
Okay.
So that weekend is one of his lower
Okay.
end numbers and they'll park in
Okay,
Mill.
it's just that we're not gonna have them there
No.
simultaneously. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, do I hear a motion to,
Make a motion, we approve the mass gathering permit for the, yeah, the 2 weekends, the 20th and the 21st, and the 27th and 28th for the Renaissance Fair. Fairgrounds.
we hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Look at that.
Would you guys like some complimentary tickets?
Oh, I'm all set.
I bought some.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll leave the file here and whatever.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. I think I'm each one.
Oh,
Yes, want some for the family too?
That's for Acton, Town of Acton.
got 2 grand.
Maybe
I want to say last year, I've been 2 years, last year I went to the finals thing.
Oh, did you?
I took it.
Thank you.
I loved it. I loved how inclusive and welcoming the messaging was, and I talked nonstop about it. So I really do appreciate, I didn't view the fair as the way that everybody's back. It really,
It's wonderful. We have a good time and it's good family friendly entertainment, so I'm glad you came. Grab some of those tickets.
We will, thank
Come
you.
again.
Thanks for coming.
oh no, the other bubbles.
We gotta go back to bubble.
Yeah, it's separate from
Something,
her.
I don't know if they have a place to put it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, that's right. But I mean, yeah, they just need to sign a boost permit.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna go back to Bubbles to Go.
All right,
Liquor
so
request.
this is Pam Santos, the same lady that did this last year, again, no issues with the liquor piece of it, looking for the 2 weekends for beverages.
This is the same one, but a different LLC.
Yes, but it's the same company that did hers last year as well.
So we have no problems or concerns?
No.
Same company.
I'll make a motion that we authorize Bubbles to Go for the Renaissance Fair, same weekend that we have discussed earlier.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Appreciate it. When should I plan to come, like, pick up the paperwork?
Late tomorrow afternoon or Friday is fine.
That's fine.
I'll come get it after work, dude.
You come
You
in.
want me to?
I appreciate it.
Okay, so we're gonna go down to
You're
F,
the man.
Legislative Policy Committee nomination. Jennifer?
So, every year, the Maine Municipal reaches out to the different municipalities to set up a Maine Municipal Legislative Policy Committee. This is a total of 70 dedicated municipal officials that are gonna serve on this over the next 2 years. They're looking for nominations for people from our particular district, which is Senate District 22, which is probably 10, 12 different towns, and Dan has shown an interest in this. So looking for a motion from the select board, municipal officers to nominate Dan, and his name will get moved forward to the next ballot.
So the idea is just to kind of bring concerns and issues from municipalities to the legislative body to draft policies, to think of what issues we're dealing with that we might want to see addressed in the state legislature.
Our representative's supposed to do that too, right?
We're not going to
I'll make a motion to nominate Dan as a representative to the Legislative Policy Committee, Daniel Norwood.
I'll second that. All in favor? Okay.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. It'd be good to have somebody
Well, we'll see.
looking for us.
We'll see who else, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's for him. Excuse me.
You're back, I have new ones.
You do that for me, is that what it is?
Well, I don't have it here, but I have heard one, but
Okay.
We'll sign on there, I guess.
We'll take care of it.
Okay, we're down to Sebago Professional Services, REC.
Okay, so they, based on the last meeting with David, they have put together a basic design service, what they're gonna do regarding the main DEP stormwater permit services. I'll try to sum it up quickly. So, observe and log soil conditions for 2 test pits necessary for the stormwater design. Prepare a stormwater management plan, treatment calculations, and erosion controlment plans. They do spell out all of the requirements that I won't read. Prepare and submit a main DEP stormwater management permit application on your behalf. Respond to the agency review comment during the review process. They go into more detail of each one of those, but the total fee is $6,750. And then it just says that the only thing that's excluded is that everything is limited specifically to this, and it doesn't include any permitting or construction, the next step essentially, an RFP.
So
So we knew this was coming.
Yeah, because what happens when you do such a large area,
Right.
we're looking to do, now you have to do your stormwater. Luckily, we had them go up, take a look at us, because if we'd gone and done what we did, we could have probably gotten in a lot of trouble.
So, paying 3 times that much in fines.
So I believe this is something that we should be doing.
Yep.
We're gonna make a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion on that.
I'll make a motion that we sign the contract with Sebago Tech for the design for the proposed professional services for the gravel parking lot for the rec field.
Okay, how do we normally do this, Tom? How do
I think we second and then we open for
Yeah,
comment.
okay, that's how we do, because I changed up a little bit.
I'll second.
Okay, comment?
Yeah, David, this is something you know inside out, this
Well,
kind of
Yeah,
water.
a little bit, yeah,
Yeah, well, you know, you got a couple of years under your belt anyway.
yeah.
This is for the rec field?
Yep.
I don't know, it seems like, have they shown us a construction site, what they're gonna do?
So,
How that's gonna be?
we went over it, I went over it with Mr. Taylor there, it was last week, week before, something like that, I met up with him. We went over the parameters of where we want the parking lot,
Right, right.
where the entrance is coming in, and of course, over on the side there, there's a little entrance gate, I told him that we'd like to have an access to that gate, it would only make sense.
Right.
You know, something 14, 15
Right.
feet wide, just a small access over there. So as we were looking over the project, and we went over where they just did all the survey and everything, so that's all done, which is great.
Okay, so that's kind of where it came from. That's
Okay.
all done, so
Yep,
where X, Y, Z is gonna be and how it's gonna be
yeah.
is done. This is
So at this point,
doing what
it's,
we need to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
now, because, and like I said before, it was a good thing we went over this with him.
Yeah.
Because at first, I didn't think we were gonna need any stormwater, whatever, but as we were up there, we were talking about what was gonna come off the road, what was gonna shut off the field. A lot of that goes back to the
There's
drain, the
an
retention
RP
pond out
there,
back.
a little RP area, I think.
Yeah, there's a retention pond out back,
Right, right.
but the problem you have is this parking lot is so large that you're gonna shed so much water downhill that we were talking about doing a retention pond down below, and that's when we started talking about stormwater. And when he looked into it, come to find out, because of the amount of area we're disturbing, we need to do that.
Yeah, thank you. Just questioning, you
Yep,
know,
nope.
spending money here and there and.
Well, yeah, I know, and the problem is now, we're in the process, you gotta continue the process, but at least with the process we're doing right now, we're not getting ourselves in any trouble,
Great, thank you.
so.
There was a motion and a second.
Yeah, there's a motion and a second, all in favor? Okay, awesome. Where is it? Oop, there it is. Whew. Be nice to see this project get rolling, yeah.
Would be.
Okay. I did say that we were talking about moving that entrance a little bit. Yeah, I gotta take care of that. I guess this goes with it. Look at that, we are down to public comment. Anybody got any comments? No? Okay.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second. All in favor? Good night, everybody.
I'm gonna go get that legislative
I
paper.
think I have,
Yeah.
have I